Hey, BJ, how you doing? BJ, y'all straight feeling from? Tryna cop some yellow diamonds, call it lemon lime. That little pussy sweet, I ate it up like clementines. Me and you are not alike, it's differences like genuine. Hey, BJ had to get
Hey, what she say? I'm out of town, thugging with my rounds. My coochie pink, my booty hole brown. Hey, shorty wild as fuck. Hey, look, but real quick, this video right here is about my opinion on Sexy Red. Just in general, you know, because her name is definitely one of the main names that get brought up in hip-hop culture today. And I just wanted to touch on it because a lot of people bash her. A lot of people say she's trash, she's not good for the culture, she's demonic and all of that shit. And which I can understand where a lot of people is coming from. But I look at shit from a different perspective, right? So Sexy Red is nothing more than a byproduct of our culture, you know? And it's going to be other Sexy Reds right after her. And before Sexy Red, we had Lil' Kim, we had Trina, you know? And don't try to differentiate. A lot of people try to differentiate the two and say one was a little bit more classy, you know? Lil' Kim was a slut, or the music she was pushing was slutty music. Trina was pushing slutty music. So, you know, it's our culture that's the issue. Down to the root problem, it's our culture that's the main issue when it comes to, you know, our generations. Sexy Red is nothing more than a woman who comes from a culture of toxicity, you know, as a child growing up, and you listening to these, and a lot of times we was fucking kids being exposed to sexual shit way before we needed to be exposed to it, you know. And more than likely, Sexy Red is nothing more than someone who comes from that. So being brought up in that culture, in an overly sexual culture, and getting influenced by the music at an early age, and coming from poverty, and you being able to put out that type of energy, knowing that it's going to attract potential riches, is something that not only Sexy Red has done, that's what a lot of us do in our culture. You know, a lot of times we find music, and it's an easy route for us to get those millions. Because guess what? If I'm talking about, you know, from a woman's point of view, if I'm talking about my pussy, if I'm talking about how good I can do this to the dick, whatever the situation might be, you know, it's going to bring about riches. Even as a young man, if I talk about me shooting and robbing and killing and all of this shit, it's going to attract millions to me, because that's what the fuck you all want to hear. You feel me? We got artists like J. Cole. I hear people say, oh, J. Cole he's too boring, his music too real. Kendrick Lamar, his music too real. You know, it's Tupac, his shit too real. You know, believe it or not, it's people who saying shit like that. So even if we had artists like Sexy Red who was to rap about positive shit, would y'all still support it? And let's be honest, you might support it as an individual, but as a culture, will we support that shit? So like I said, these women that's making this type of music, even our young men that's making this type of music, is nothing more than a byproduct of their culture. We coming from the struggle. We seeing shit way before we need to be seeing shit. We being exposed to shit way before we need to be exposed to shit. You feel me? A lot of these young men and women is walking around 12, 13 years old with the mentality that they already adults, considering that's where the fuck they around adults all the time. They seeing what the adults do. You feel me? So like I said, we need to stop trying to bash the outcome of our culture and look at our culture within and seeing why we producing these outcomes within our youth. You feel me? So me personally, do I agree with the shit she be talking about? Will I want my daughter listening to her shit? Hell the fuck no. But at the end of the day, this is a cultural issue, not an individual issue. We got to stop putting this shit on one person. This is a cultural issue in our community. And until we clean up our community, until we acknowledge, hey, why the fuck is our youth, you know, imitating this shit? Why the fuck are they even talking about such things? You feel me? Let's really dig deep and see what the fuck going on, as opposed to just pointing a fucking finger, man. So that's really all I wanted to touch on. Like I said, black people, we gotta clean our shit up from the inside out. And it starts with our households. It starts with our children. What are we teaching our children? What is our children being exposed to? You feel me? You know, and we can't sit up here and you know, push that shit underneath the rug like our culture ain't producing these outcomes, man. So that's really all I wanted to touch on. I'm gonna be dropping more videos just about my opinion on certain things, you know, especially about black culture, because I do feel like you know, we have a lot of potential as a people, but we gotta be able to get our issues worked on from the inside out, and not the outside in, if that makes sense. Y'all subscribe. Much love.